What's up, everyone, and welcome to Fiction TV. So today we're going to talk about the film Knives Out. When I tell you guys that when I saw this on Amazon and I was like, oh, I can finally watch this, I was locked in. 2019 murder mystery thriller stars a numerous star-studded cast from Jamie Lee Curtis, who we all know from like all the Halloweens, to Chris Evans, who is like Captain America from the Avengers, etc. Daniel Craig, Lakeith Stanfield, who was in Get Out, he's in Atlanta, and a bunch of other movies. A privileged family who ends up being investigated by a detective after the suspicious suicide of the father/grandfather who owns the home. It's directed by Ryan Johnson. This film definitely highlights privilege and how money and power dynamics shows people's true colors. For example, with the nurse, spoiler alert, when they found out that the nurse had inherited the money, it was just like they started bashing her. But like before that, they were like, oh, we're gonna help take care of you, and you're a part of this family just as much as we all are, and etc., you know, being kind to her. But once the money got involved, they straight switched up on her, just calling her names. They're saying that she didn't deserve it, they want the money back, and she must have slept with the father. I was like, they got the nerve. But when I tell y'all that I was hollering, I was cracking up when Chris Evans' character started rolling, busting out laughing when the guy read the will. When I tell you I was cracking up, I was like cackling with him. Like, it was the funniest scene ever. Like, I was dead. Like, I was cracking up. Like, it was great. Also, the visuals went hand in hand because it made the movie more intense, especially with the long corridor scenes, the empty, long, dark corridors where they had like the shadows on the doors, and how there were so many doors, and it was like the carpet on the floor, and how the investigative guy kind of squinted down low with his little microscope, and everything about it, the details of the visuals really helped intensify the movie and made things like even more better. It was kind of like you were reading some sort of mystery murder book, and we all wanted to know who did it. Even though we knew who did it, it's like you still was hoping it was going to be like somebody else, and then, you know, you find out in the end. The thing about the family is, like, I get that they were mad. Like, their initial reactions were upset because, you know, they're human and that's their father. But to be honest, they were well off, you know? I mean, the dad, he was letting them live there in his house, and he was helping some of them with a lot of payments for things, and, you know, they was feeling a little bit, I felt like they were ungrateful. I feel like they were ungrateful because he did all that for y'all when you're alive, and y'all can't, like, honor his wish. I get being upset at first, but then you gotta suck it up and you gotta take accountability for your own life and be like, you know, we got what we got from him, and, you know, this is what he wanted. No matter what, this is what he wanted. He wanted someone else to have his stuff. So at least serve his last wish, his death wish, because he's dead. Talk about privilege. It was just utterly ridiculous, especially as it started to prolong. I was like, come on, y'all. Y'all are adults. Y'all should not be acting like this right now. Y'all should... Oh man, they were tripping. The shade was real though. My, when the tables turned, it got so good because they thought they were being inclusive, you know, mentioning that she was Brazilian and that her family was illegal immigrants. Then they had the nerve to like try to blackmail her and all this stuff. I'm just like, y'all, come on now. Really, guys? I know y'all got to have some sort of money. And if y'all don't, it's kind of their fault if they don't have any money out of all this, and they were expecting to get like the whole estate, the house, whatever else. Like, they were pissed though. I'm sorry, it was so funny. It was so funny. Chris Evans' character, my god, he was so diabolically supremacist, and it was just so good. Honestly, it was so real and so immoral. Like, to go that far for money and power, like your own blood, your own father. And the award goes to... Give it up. Give it up, because my God, this family, a mess. And lastly, I want to add that the detective story was so good and so well put together. Like, when he was telling the story about what really happened and what he really uncovered, I was just like, oh shit. This is crazy, but it's so good though. This is so good. Like, damn. Wow. One last other thing that I want to mention is that I noticed that there was symbolism with this film, Knives Out, and with the chair that was made of knives in the back. In comparison to the show Game of Thrones there is a Iron Throne. Show Game of Thrones, similar to this, was about murder, hierarchy, family, and dominion of power. And the Iron Throne, similar to this, was a representation of that title, knives or power. Everyone seeked it. And just like this, there were those who believed it was their birthright, or that it would be passed down through family. Not to mention, the knives are on both chairs. Now, coincidence? I think not. I think that maybe there was an idea that came from that show, and I think that, like, in the crevices of this story and this murder mystery, it definitely shows that dominions of power, or at least that's what I interpreted from this film, in my opinion. But that's what I got out of it, and I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good overall. I would watch this again. I would watch it more than 2 times, more than 3 times. Like, this movie is good. Like, if you can watch it right now on Amazon Prime, I would suggest you go watch it somewhere, or go find it somewhere to watch. But, like, it's definitely worth it. It's definitely one of the best movies of 2019. Everyone killed it. The writers, the actors. It's just beautifully done. Honestly, just beautifully done. Speaking of more psychological murder mystery, we have Rain, my book by Yoshua T. Outlaw. It is a story about a group of young adults who are in a psych ward, who have been condemned and conditioned to living this lifestyle, and they kind of think that they're never going to get out of this place, and they think that's pretty much it. This is our life. This is what it is. And they get a new counselor, and he's like, yeah, no, I'm here to help you, but I'm also here to investigate what's going on, and I'm going to figure it out, because I don't think you guys are crazy. I think that something's going on in this place. And slowly things start to happen to him, and he realizes what's really going on in this place, and if it's too late or not too late. So if you want to stick around and hear more about this book, you can. And if you want to get a copy, you can definitely hit the link in the description box below, or you can comment below and drop your email, so that when the books come here to me, I can personally exchange it with you that way, and you won't have to go through Amazon, because it'll be better for me. And also, it's like a little bit cheaper through me versus Amazon. But if you don't want to wait and you just want to get it now, that's fine too. Definitely hit the link in the description box below, and I will start reading. So last we left, John Smith was actually interviewing all the kids, because they're supposed to be going on this field trip, and he's trying to figure out, like, how unstable or stable they are going to be when they get outside. How were they before when they were outside? And just get inside their head a little bit, get inside, like, their family lifestyle, just get to know them a little bit more separately, so that he can have an idea of how to control them once he takes them outside. And now he's interviewing, I believe he just finished interviewing Joseph, and now he's about to interview Ko. Remember, Joseph is a schizophrenic, and Ko is the trans girl. Next up is Ko, who runs in happily eating cookies. She hugs me, offering me her cookies from a Ziploc bag. My mom bought them. Here, have a taste. These are yours, especially made. Thank you, Ko. They're chocolate chip, freshly baked with a few walnuts in them. Walnuts are my favorite. I nod. Ko smiles back. Hey, Ko. You ever been to Elevation House, the restaurant? She chews. Yeah, I used to go with my mom. Is that where we're going? She is super excited. Yeah, if you'd like. Of course, but... She looks at the floor, kicking her feet forward and back. I don't have any money. She frowns. I smile. It's okay. I'm paying. Yippee! Can my friends go too? Yeah, of course. All of them? I chuckle, blushing. Well, I'm trying to see if, but she doesn't wait for my response. Great! She leaps from her chair before I can continue and tells me she has to get dressed. Kale, hold on. We aren't exactly finished. Besides, you have plenty of time to get dressed, okay? Okay. She pouts while sitting. So, when's the last time you've been outside? With my mom a few weeks ago, but she whispers, I was scared because people made fun of me and looked at me weird. She frowns. They judged me. I put down my notes, catch her eyes full of sorrow, holding an expression I once held. Hey, you know what? If anyone dares to look at you weird or make comments, then I'll gladly tell them to fuck off. She smiles. So, it gets really silent. I think about asking her about the other day, but decide not to because I don't want to upset her. So, you like it here? It's okay. She looks down. I mean, I have friends here, Mr. John. You can just call me John, Kale. Okay, John. She giggles. Her eyes move around the room in fear. You like the cookies? You haven't tried them. I will later, I promise. I shine, showing teeth. Mr. John, do you have a girlfriend? No. I lower. I don't have a boyfriend either. People say I'm ugly. You are beautiful, Kale. Those people are just stupid. My tone is flat from flashbacks of bullies like my father verbally abusing my teenage years. She giggles like a schoolgirl. What about Joe? You two seem to like each other. Joe is my best friend and roommate. I love him. Like, I scratch my neck with curiosity. Is it like type of love? Like type of love? Huh? She seems clueless. You said you love him. Who? Annoyance rattles in my throat. She serious right now? Joseph. I did? Oh. You know, I like Joseph too. He's really a cool guy. He stands up for what he believes in. Yeah, she just nods. He stands up for his friends too. Like you. Yeah, he does all the time. One time he beat up this guy who was bullying me after he brought me ice cream with the guy's Joe's money. I laugh. Joe's a great guy, huh? Yeah, he's the best. She launches. Better than most guys, I bet. I push. Yeah, better than usual guys I've liked. Better than all of them. Well, except she doesn't finish, just boasts in her seat. You have a crush on Joe? Like the other guys? Joe's my roommate and best friend, she states. But he's better than the other guys. Yeah? How so? Like he plays games that only I want to play. Not only he wants to play like the other guys. We dance, hug, and just have fun. Other guys, they just wanted to, She bites her lip, fumbling with her words. Play and do things I don't like. Like that guard? I ease. She looks at the floorboards. Did that guard do things like those guys did? Played games that you and Joseph never played? She plays with her fingernails, sniffling. Flashback. Did he touch you? I swear to God, Macy, I will kill him. No, Oracle. Please, I'm fine. No, he's dead. Man, he's dead. Remember, Oracle is John Smith's brother. And John Smith just had a flashback of Oracle ready to whoop somebody's butt. I'm sorry, Mr. John. She sobs. Huh? She's crying. I put my notepad down and walk up to her kneeling. Do not be sorry. Don't ever be sorry, alright? You did nothing wrong, Kale. Alright? She wipes her eyes, then she does the unexpected. She leans forward, planting one right on my lips. Thanks. She runs out the room. The guard glares at me with a blank expression. What the fuck just happened? I shake my head. I wave in for the next person. In walks the most divine of them all, Samantha. I wish I could sit pretending like she isn't so captivating, but truth is, every time I see her, I melt. Immediately, I notice her arms wrapped in bandages covered in red splotches. The guard Jeffrey seats her. She blinks. You are bleeding. Do that in your sleep too? I ask. She laughs, but not like Joseph's cunning, mocking laughter. No, her laugh is winning. I didn't do this. Who did? Who else would sit and cut you up like that? Why am I here? She glares at me. Well, I want to ask you. I find myself losing my words, staring at her eyes for too long. I try gathering my thoughts, but clearing my throat. If you'd like to, go out to eat? With me? Perhaps your friends too? Why? Her voice is nonchalant. 'Cause I want to. I want you to be outside. I want you to eat real food. They won't let you take all of us at once. I'm getting improved now, I reassure. They won't let you. Slowly the words roll off her tongue, her beautiful pink bubblegum tongue. Not me. Why do you think that? I don't think it. I know it. It's because I'm, she air quotes, valuable and special, I suppose. She waves her hands out with rolled eyes. It's because they think you'll escape. She shrugs. Probably. Will you? Probably. Wouldn't you? I nod my head yes. I mean, no, She chuckles to herself. My arms are infected. That's why they keep bleeding. She looks at me with truth concealing signals. I nod. Are we done? Not yet. When's the last time you've been outside? And if so, what occurred? Joseph mentioned you were here first, before the others. I scribble. So, tell me about that. She's so unorganized. All these questions at once can disrupt the patient. She scorns. Last time I've been outside in what you call the real world. Let's see. Well, not too long ago, I actually snuck out with my boyfriend. She stops, watching me write down that she has a boyfriend. We went to a party, and to answer the other question, yeah, I was here before anyone else. She stops. Need to rewrite that down too? I got it the first time. I leer. With shut eyes, she mouths. Trying to kill ourselves in the ocean. She giggles. I was so stupid. I thought he cared. Thought he'd jump with me, but her head turns, causing her voice to simmer. He was a coward. Afraid of death. But I didn't care. I jumped anyway. Straight to my doom. She whispers, I was finally free. And what is freedom to you? Suicide? Breaking away from all restraints is what it means to be free. Slowly feeling like you can fly. Fear does not exist. The juxtaposition of her words tangles my mind in a web. Anyway, he told my mother. She brought me to this place. I'm silent. Your mother. Tell me about her. You miss her? I pry. Does she miss me? That is a real question you should be asking. It says here that you lived with your brother and his girlfriend. Yeah? Can I go now? Her tone is weak. You're in such a hurry to leave already. Believe me, it's not what you think. It's not you I'm avoiding. She averts to the door where the guard blocks. What do you mean? I just don't feel well. With shaky hand, she shuts her eyes. So, you don't want to go? I can't. She whispers, you don't know that yet. I've been here longer than you. I know. You're right. You've been here longer than anyone. So you must know everything. You have to, right? Her eyes open. I want to know everything. I want to know what you know. Like, how can I help you and your friends, and what can I do? My stitches are... I look down and blood is dripping from her stitches. Let me get you some bandages. The guards walk in, gripping her out. I open my mouth to object, but her warm hand nestles my arm. A voice murmurs, "You shouldn't let someone tell you how to do your job, Smith." Next up is Teo. He walks in immediately, breaking down into a hysterical moan. I try to get him to talk, but he's too emotional, so I just allow him to cry it out. "I can't go back out there," he wails. "I can't! I can't!" He throws the chair he was supposed to sit in a rage. The guards rush over, grabbing him out. In steps Tracy, unbothered. "Hello." "Hello, Tracy. How are you? You look happy." "I'm feeling so vibrant. I can't wait for later on." She grins, flapping with crossed legs. "Really?" Yeah," she smiles. "We haven't been out for how long?" She ponders to herself. "I have new clothes that people need to see." "So, what's up?" "I'm like the sanest person here. What's this whole intervention shit you got going on?" She is overly smug. "Kale told me you're asking us questions?" "Yes, actually, got... I gotta ask, how'd you get caught after you escaped that day?" She rolls her eyes. "Do we have to talk about this?" "If you want to go, yes." "Please," I plead, putting on my best frown. Rolling her eyes once more like a bratty teenager, her mouth ejects. "Ugh, you're so lucky you're cute. So, Joe and his friend, that bald doctor guy, helped us? Al helped them escape. I knew it. The only question is why help them escape but stay here to work after a failed attempt." So anyway, I go home because I'm thinking I can't wait to wear real clothes and just lay in my own bed. But when I get there, a woman, can you believe this, is in my bed. My father is not home, so we get into an argument because this is not her room, like I want her out. I nod, dozing off a bit because Tracy loves to talk, so I let her. So, like I was saying, I hit her over the head with a vase and she's bleeding everywhere from her, brain. So I'm like, okay, how can I get her out? My thoughts reassess. Did she just say that she bludgeoned a woman to death? Oh, this is the same girl who claims she's the normal one here. I'm freaking out at this point, so I call over my friend, this hot guy named Sebastian. He helps me dump her body in Tommy's car because at the time, this guy Tommy, you could legit pay him to come get dead bodies. Scrunch my eyes, scratching my head with unease. This Tommy guy is, I have to admit, very spooky. I know, a fucking weirdo, right? So anyway, Sebastian and I have sex, and her eyelids close. Thoughts send a shock through her body, and she moans. It was so amazing. He gives the best oral. I clear my throat, irritated. Okay. Tracy, just tell me how you got put back here. Oh, why didn't you just say that? Yeah, so basically my daddy showed up completely disheartened seeing Sebastian and I, so he called in to bring me here. I exhale. Okay. So in file it says that you tried to have sex with your... I clear my throat, swallowing each word. Father, says he. I look at her, unsure if I should say it because I don't want to hurt her feelings, but I have to. He did things? My dad would never do that, she defends. There's a statement in here, quoting your exact words, that you wanted to come here. It says that his friends came over and they... I stop reading, putting the book down in disgust. Tracy. I say, did he do those things to you? She shakes her head. No, he wouldn't. She whispers to herself, he loves me. Her soft sounds turn to anger. Where did you hear those lies? Where did you get that information? You came back here because you had nowhere else to go, didn't you? I calmly ask. And then now she barks, no, 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 because no matter where you went, he would find you. I stare at her. A tear leaves my eyes. I'm sorry that... No, it's none of your business. You don't even know the full story, so fuck you. She storms out. I sit back in my chair, take a deep breath, and flag for the final student to come in. In walks Nihil, whose presence gracefully sweeps the floor like a broom. Neil takes a seat without a word. She stares at me with gray eyes. Hey, Neil. How are you? Fine. Her voice is empty. How's the treatment going? By treatment, I mean shocking to her system every other day. But the kid doesn't speak. You know, you didn't have to come talk to me. You're not like the others. She interrupts. What did you say to Tracy? I've never seen her upset like that. You think I made her upset? Must have mentioned her father. What do you know about her father? I ask, perplexed. I know what you know. And what is it I know? You tell me? You know more than you put out. I know that, Neil. I know you're clever. She doesn't react. I also know that someone like you doesn't belong somewhere like this. 'Cause you aren't crazy, are you? But aren't I? Her tone lightens. I mean, I chose to be here. What sane person would choose to be here, right? Our eyes meet. Like you. Neil. I pause momentarily. That day when I was in the hallway, you said something. What day? You know, the day you were in the hall? I don't know what you're talking about. I sit back in my seat perplexed. Is it a game she's playing? A tactic? Or does she really not remember? I decide to write down her response. Neil eyes the guard. Am I done? What do you remember about your outside life? Anything? I was homeless, hungry, heathen, rode horses in the heat. Hip hip hooray! Neil mocks. Those eyes watch me writing down every sentence. Neil leans to whisper. Every word. She glances over at the guard who pays no attention. She stands to leave. I'm done. A scrunched up piece of paper falls to the floor. I wait till Neil and the guard are gone before picking it up to slide it into my pocket. I head straight to my office, slam the door shut behind me, and write, Dear Diary, I have many speculations and theories as to what is going on in this place, but I will not share them just yet, though. After tonight, you will know. Neil handed me a note, I assume because of the guards. It surprises me how much these kids are starting to trust me already. They barely even know me. How do they know I'm not selling them out like everyone else who's been here? Is it perhaps if they can see the real me, they can see... Do they know? No, I'm no longer that person. I never was. No one can take that away from me because this is who I've always been. I just wish I could talk to someone about it. How the cat is going, I only have you to confide in. It's rough, and I'm all alone. I feel like crying right now, but I can't. Not now, anyways. I have to prepare for tonight. There's a dinner tonight. I'm actually surprised the boss is allowing me to take the kids out under the surveillance of Western and Delilah, who the kids oddly call the woman in red. I know she wears red most of the time, but they know her name. She lets them call her that. I don't understand that part. I think the boss is trying to gain my trust. He probably knows deep down I think he's a perverted bigot, not to mention an alcoholic. I'm not here to judge, but from my observations, I notice a lot about him. I think he knows and wants something from me. It's disturbing to think that way, but he gives me an uneasy vibe. I don't like it. God, I really wish Western wasn't going. Apparently, him and Delilah are dating. Ugh. I don't want to be around him. He's like a leech. He did give me this gig, but I don't owe him anything. I didn't ask him to do this for me. Besides that, talking to the kids was interesting. I've learned a lot about them. Neo, for example, plays this very quiet, mysterious, likable role, but knows things. It's as if Neo is trying to tell me something every time we meet, but I just can't seem to figure it out. I tried to ask about the shocking, but nothing. I'm planning on getting more information tonight from each of them. It's my strategy to get them excited and full of food, then get them talking. I know after this dinner I'll have their full trust, perhaps with the exception of Samantha, whom I enjoy seeing and talking to, though I don't think she likes me very much. She'll be the most difficult to gain trust of, but if I can get her friends, maybe she'll come around. I close the book, remove a sheet of paper from the notepad folder, place it in my journal, and head towards the office. I knock on his door. To my dismay, Western is sitting in the boss's office, next to Delilah. Hey, Smith. We were just talking about you. And here you are, he teases. Spoke you up? Delilah smiles. Her voice is fake. Yeah, I shyly smile, taking a seat. You know what you're dealing with, Smith? You're lucky I even allowed this. These kids don't belong out here in the real world. But you insist, so I'll let you see for yourself. He shuns wickedly. Yes, we will see. I reprimand. Weston announces as if new news. Teo and Samantha are not going. Teo cannot even hold himself together. Isn't that right, Smith? He freaked out. The boss shrugs as if nothing of Teo was mentioned. But Joseph is. I think he's up to something. I mean, why else would he go without his trusted sidekick? The boss ponders. Perhaps he's going to meet someone there, implies Western. Fatty agrees. Surprisingly, he isn't drinking or smoking today. I'll make that a mental note. Perhaps we should send out some guards, too, Western persists. No, look, they aren't going to want to be themselves if 24/7 guards are watching them for once. Let them. Angrily, I stand from the seat. Relax, Smith. He glances at Western. It's just, we've tried this before. I'm sorry, Western says. But in the past, it hasn't been successful without the guards. Fine, then it's cancelled. You can take them. I doubt they'd go, but good luck. I ready myself to exit the office, but hear boisterous laughter. All right. We'll do it your way, Smith. Jesus Christ, you're like my ex-wife. I thank him and walk out, headed to my office. I can't believe that egotistical asshole Western really took his side. Are we not on the same side? I can't even trust that cunt. A loud banging scares me. I pull the door open, ready to scream at Western, but startled I see Delilah. She hands me a letter, stating my approval to have no guards, warning me that if something happens, the police is called, it all falls on me. Excited, I hug her. She pulls away uncomfortably, taking her leave. And that was the end of chapter 7. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to hit that like button and the notification bell to get updated on when I release new videos. And I will see you all next time.